Hey, I'm Kelly McEvers, and Embedded is back. President Donald Trump has no record of public service, but he does have a record in business and on TV. In our latest round of stories, we introduce you to the people who were there as he built an empire and a name. Listen on the NPR One app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello and welcome to Car Talk with us, Click and Clack, the Tappert Brothers, and we're broadcasting this week from the Center for Remedial Chemistry Studies here at Car Talk Plaza. Now, nobody would know what that means, except we have opened up a new wing here because our estimable and quite incapable producer, Doug Berman, has embarked on a new career. He figures
radio is not his life.
Radio is not for him.
Radio is not his life, so he has started his PhD program
in chemistry.
Chemistry, of all things.
Yeah, last night we had to tutor him in algebra. And it's going to be a long road, Dougie. Anyway, we're burning the midnight oil. We'll be tutoring Doug every night. We're trying to get him...
He's going to pass the GMATs, and then he's going to... I'm telling you, I can see it now.
What is that?
Dr. Dougie. We can add him to the credits.
Right.
PhD in chemistry. What would we name him?
I don't know, but I'm sure
polyunsaturated.
I'm sure one of our listeners will come up with something good. Talking about something good, I know you don't have any good
I do.
mail,
I have a
Go
couple of just quick little items. By the way, I've got a lot of mail from people who took umbrage at your little comment a few weeks ago about doctor. Regarding, for example, regarding your call from Donna, I thought I heard you disparage the use of doctor by a PhD.
Yes. Yeah, I did.
Several
letters I will take the heat for it.
All right, this one is from a real doctor, MD.
There we go.
Jack Stevens. As a physician and an avid listener of your show, I've often wondered if there was not a medical explanation for your unique personalities. I was delighted to find the answer the other day in Dorland's Medical Dictionary, 14th edition. I have to figure out how to pronounce this. Witzelsucht, he says. Witzelsucht. 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 Definition: a mental condition characteristic of frontal lobe lesions and marked by the making of poor jokes and puns and the telling of pointless stories at which the patient himself is intensely amused. Eureka, I thought to myself. The diagnosis cannot be in doubt. You both suffer from a particularly virulent form of Witzelsucht. I doubt there is any effective treatment, but I thought that your families might derive some solace in knowing precisely what your affliction was.
What it is we have.
Perhaps there is a Witzelsucht support group out there you could join. If you're lucky, you might even be able to worm your way into a work-related disability pension. Ooh, don't I love those words? I'd get Dewey Cheatham and Howe on that right away.
Good work,
Jack.
Dr. Jack.
Witzelsucht.
Witzelsucht, huh?
Witzelsucht.
Yeah, Witzelsucht.
That's what you've got. I often wondered what you had.
Me? If you want to talk to us, our number is 888-CAR-TALK. That's 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
This is Nancy Clinton.
Hi, Nancy.
No last names.
Oh, all right.
Where are you from, Nancy?
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Kalamazoo. You know,
Yeah.
I got a gal in Kalamazoo.
Zoo. Anyway, Nancy, what's up?
Well, I have a problem that's both automotive and mother-daughter.
Mother-daughter. Boy. You know, in my opinion, the mother-daughter relationship is one of the most complex relationships in the entire world. Your daughter, I guess, must be 17 years old.
Actually, she's 27.
Oh, and you still haven't figured it out.
No,
Well, let's hear all the gory details.
Okay, go.
All right. Well, she has a Civic. And she waited 2 years before she decided that she should, A, take it in for any warranty work, and B, have the tires rotated.
Yeah.
After she had her tires rotated, her car jiggled, rattled, vibrated. It's like your teeth were going to fall out.
Yeah.
And so I suggested that perhaps she had waited too long to have her tires rotated.
During those 2 years, did she drive like 30,000, 40,000 miles?
Well, like 25,000.
25, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think what happened is with radial tires, in
Yeah.
the old days, it was recommended that when you rotate radial tires, you always leave them on the same side of the car so that they are rotating in the same direction.
Okay.
So you would take the one from the right front and put it in the right rear, and the left front and put it in the left rear, put it on the
Yeah, we got the
left
picture.
front,
I think
left-
everyone
oh,
just
you
figured it
get
out
that,
already.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
However, they don't recommend that anymore. Now they recommend that you rotate them the old-fashioned way. Take the one from the right front, put it on the left rear. Take the one from the left rear, put it on the right rear, left front.
Put the
all that
spare in the
stuff.
glove box.
The spare in the glove box. But they admonish us that if we do rotate them that way, we must do it every 7,000 miles
Okay.
or thereabouts.
And if you don't do it, you're in danger of having tread separation, which is what I believe she has.
Okay.
So she needs to buy some new tires.
Okay.
But on the larger issue,
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Is-
Go ahead.
should it be any of your business?
Oh, that's my question
Oh.
exactly. What the heck are you doing interfering with the rotation of your tires on your daughter's car?
And if you're interfering in this area,
Whoa.
God knows what else you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm feeling quite chagrined.
Well, I mean, what about her boyfriends?
Tell us about them.
Tell us about that.
How many of those have you gotten rid of?
Well, suffice it to say, she does not live in Kalamazoo with me. She lives in Minneapolis.
Well, of course, and she will just keep moving further and further away.
You'll be
if you
getting
keep
postcards from
sticking-
Tibet pretty soon.
That's right.
So, if I'm hearing you correctly, then your suggestion is that I keep my nose that was jiggling in the car.
You have to just cut the cord. You have to realize that it's time to let her make her mistakes, whatever they may be. And you may be surprised that they aren't as bad as you think they're going to be. And maybe there aren't going to be any mistakes.
Well, that's true.
That's
This
true.
is a less is more type thing.
You didn't buy the car for her or anything like that.
No, actually, her grandmother did.
Well, Nancy, butt out.
All right. I will take your advice. I won't say anything more about the car. I'll just let her listen
Let
to
her listen to the show.
let her listen to the show, and maybe she'll recognize this is her.
Okay.
Maybe, huh?
Maybe.
See you later.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Nancy.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now, on the other hand, when was the last time your mother told you what to do?
Every day.
Every day.
My mother calls me up, I would say on average, I wouldn't say every day.
No.
But on average, 3 times a week.
Yeah. Those are the days that she doesn't call me up.
Tells me to stop smoking cigars.
Yeah.
She tells me to make sure I wear a T-shirt in the winter, otherwise I'll get a terrible raffreddore. She tells me never to listen to my brother.
That's what she tells me. All the same things.
Oh.
Yeah. Interesting.
What does she tell Lucille? Jeez, I'm going to change my number. 1-888-CAR-TALK or 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk. She'll be calling us here.
She has.
Hello.
Oh, this is Herbert House from Chicago.
Herbert?
Yes, House from Chicago.
Herbert House.
Guys, I've got a problem. I have a 79 VW van that likes to catch a fire on the left-hand side of the van, of the engine.
Oh, yeah? Did you buy this vehicle new?
No.
No, 79. I brought it from my stepdad, but he's good about cars. I knew I had a gasoline leak, but it had been leaking gas for about 2 years on the right-hand side and never had any problems.
Uh-huh.
First time it burned, somebody told me down the street, Herb, your car's burning, I got out, put that out. Took it to them, and they could not find it. As long as they had it, no problem. They ran to Herb, no problem,
Yeah.
no problem. So it caught a fire again.
Well, maybe when your father bought this car new, did he get the excitement package?
Well, no.
VW has that, because people have accused VW vehicles of being boring.
But this is my third one. I love these.
I think it was 79 that they introduced the excitement package, as a matter of fact.
I don't know what it is.
So what happened? Is this a scenario you're driving along, somebody's behind you?
Yes, told us the first time.
They see the flames shooting out of the...
Well, you could see it down low by the wheel at that point.
Yeah.
So maybe we thought it was some debris from the manifold pipes that come back. I replaced some of it or tried to patch it with the little foil-like ductwork, around the manifolds and holes back to the muffler system. So we pulled some junk out maybe from weather. We thought that was burning, but the next time it was really on top of the engine.
Did you attend the Mickey Mouse School of Technology? I mean, Herb, come on. This is dangerous.
But for 2 years, I drove it with the gas can leaky, no problem. Drop the motor, fix the gas can, put it back in, and then I've got fire in the hole.
Well, I think what's probably causing the fire is not gasoline, but oil. I think motor oil is leaking onto the hot exhaust, and that's catching fire.
See, motor oil is more likely to catch fire than gasoline, strangely enough.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Hard to believe.
Would the gasoline just have exploded the whole thing?
No, it would evaporate.
The gasoline doesn't stay around when gasoline hits a hot object like a manifold. It doesn't stay around long enough to reach what's called the ignition point. And the ignition point for gasoline and oil are both around 700 and something degrees.
But the gasoline evaporates real fast.
The oil stays there, and it boils and bubbles and gets hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter.
Okay.
And
okay.
I think you're going to find it's an oil leak causing the problem.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I would take it to the mechanic somehow if you can get it there. And he's going to just let it run and see what's going on in that side.
Yeah, tell him not to go to lunch while he leaves it running.
Exactly. I keep a fire extinguisher in the car. I mean, it's still there.
Yeah, very good.
Great. Thank you.
See you, Herb.
Hey, Herb,
right,
good luck.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
1-888-CAR-TALK. That's 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hello.
Hello. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Jeez. Come on. Dougie, don't you screen these calls. I told you never to put her through again.
And for those of you that don't recognize this voice, it's the voice of our darling mother, Elizabeth.
Who wants you to live a little longer?
A little longer than what?
I don't know. To give me aggravation.
All right, I can tell you that I got my T-shirt on today. See?
All right.
My brother's got his. Yeah, he's
yeah.
got one on too.
We're wearing our
Okay.
T-shirts.
What about the cigars?
We're not smoking any cigars. They won't let us smoke in the studio. We haven't smoked a cigar for 2 years now.
I don't believe
And what was
you.
the third thing?
Even my little elves
Cigars.
are doing their job.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. She has our kids destroying our cigars.
You know, you don't have to take care of us anymore.
What do you mean I don't have to take care of you? You're doing
We're
the same
adults
thing
now.
as
We're adults. We can handle it now.
We're responsible citizens.
smoking cigars,
Well,
Yeah, what's wrong
going
with
without
that?
an undershirt,
oh,
catching
well, you're right
calls.
about the undershirt thing.
You're giving me aggravation.
Well,
I know, but we don't mean to. We love you dearly.
No, you don't. If you loved me, you wouldn't smoke those stinky cigars.
All right, forget about the cigars. We had a call that you probably didn't hear from
What
a
call?
woman who the problem was her relationship with her daughter. And I said that I thought the mother-daughter relationship was one of the most complex relationships in the world. And I have only a vague recollection of your relationship with my dear sister.
Oh, we get along fine.
Well, you do now.
We always did.
Oh,
Always
no,
did.
I don't remember that.
Come on, you threw her clothes out in the street. You call that getting along fine? my sister.
That was only
She's a
one.
wonderful person, my sister, but she had this habit.
She was a slob.
She was a slob. She would put on an outfit and say, no, I don't feel like wearing this. She would take it off and take the clothes, which my mother had spent hours washing and ironing, and she would throw them under her bed and take out a new outfit.
When she was in college.
So she would take, every morning, she'd have to try on 2 or 3 outfits. My mother one day is dusting, and she looks under the bed and finds all these
Her entire
clothes,
wardrobe.
which she had spent hours washing and drying and ironing.
and starch.
and
At the
starching
river with the
at
stones,
The
you know?
river with the stones. And there they were all crumpled up under the bed. Well, Mom had what we should call a nervy.
A nutty.
Oh, she went nuts, screamed and yelled at my sister, took all the clothes,
Of course, Lucille wasn't home at this time.
opened the window, and threw them out onto the street.
No, on the lawn.
What
Backyard.
lawn? We didn't have any lawn.
Yes, we did.
All right,
in
the bricks.
backyard.
I was there. You call that getting along?
So you're washing our linen on the air?
Hey,
You're
well,
washing
I
our
mean,
laundry on the air?
and even
Well,
to-
the truth must be known. We're firm believers in telling the truth, all
truth,
the family
the
secrets.
What about you
Set us
two?
free.
Yeah,
You
we
were
told
such-
everyone about your drinking problem and your incarceration and everything else. I mean, after all,
Go bother Dad for a while, will you?
He's fixing the window here.
Yeah.
He is? All right.
Well, go bother
And
him.
where are my
Ask him
sons?
if he likes those cigars we got for him.
Ask him if he's
Don't
wearing his
forget the-
T-shirt.
No more cigars.
No more cigars. No.
Absolutely not. They're
You're
out.
going to hear from me until I die.
All right,
unless
all
you
right.
get rid of those cigars.
Okay already.
Okay.
Like a broken record. Can't take it anymore.
And screen these calls, will you please?
This should do it. This should do it. And
Jeez.
if you don't get rid of those cigars, I will keep
All
calling
right
you.
with the cigars already. Bye.
I'll call you another time.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Yeah, sure. You better disguise your voice because you're not getting through it any longer.
I'm putting voice recognition on my phone.
Just be good boys.
Okay, we will.
Okay.
Got a light?
After that.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Anyone want to buy a box of cigars?
Bought a box of T-shirts.
I'm emotionally drained. I don't think I can go on. See what it does to me? It just wears you down.
It does. Oh,
She calls me on the phone, and I just sink deeper and deeper in my chair. By the time she's had her way with me, I'm done for.
yeah. No, she will not give up. You talk about
Oh,
perseverance.
it's like a pebble in your shoe.
Oh, God.
All right, I think it's time for us
Yeah,
to...
yeah, I know. Take a little break.
Wow, you're actually getting the hang of this timing thing, and it's been only like 25 years.
Well,
That's
not,
good.
Not really. I mean, I saw our producer Dougie make that sign. You know, that spiral motion with his hand. That means wrap it up, right?
No, not when he does it next to his head like that. That means your brother's really whacked out today.
No, that can't be right. I see him do that every week.
Yeah, well, think about that. We'll be right back with more of your calls in just a minute, so don't go anywhere.
I won't.
I got a suntan left arm from cruising all day long. Fill up the tank and here we go. What could be wrong? Yeah, my highfalutin buddies may look at me and frown, but the AC works real fine long as my window's down. See, all my cars are beaters. I don't buy no other kind. All my cars are beaters. I got the cheapest I can find. It's plain and simple, and like me, not much to see. But at least with my old beater, I drive it worry-free.
And even though blue-haired leaf peepers suddenly veer into roadside vegetable stands when we say it, this is NPR.
We'd like to say a quick thank you to one of our sponsors who brings you the following message. Better World Club, the nation's only eco-friendly auto club. Now, I know one of these days you're going to break down. How do I know that? Well, it's easy. You're taking car advice from Car Talk. So before that happens, there's roadside assistance from Better World Club. Car Talk fans can save 20% by going to betterworldcartalk.com and using the top secret code that we've printed there for everyone to see. Hi, we're back. You're listening to Car Talk with us, Click and Clack, the Tappert brothers, and we're here to talk about what? Cars, car repair, and ABS. Aberrant Behavior Syndrome.
Yeah, this is aberrant behavior. It's from G. Lee Burnett in Stokesdale, North Carolina. Dear Tom and Ray, I have a problem that perplexes me, and I hope you all can help me. My wife, Teresa, is an avid listener of your show. She refuses to miss even an hour of Car Talk and rearranges her weekend to hear it. She is a lovely and intelligent, but as you can tell, an easily entertained woman. I've always been proud of the fact that my wife's language skills are quite above average. However, and this is where the problem is revealed, the minute your show comes on, the trash that comes out of her mouth after she hears you speak would make a sailor blush. I don't even want to think what it would do to her mother. Here is just a sampling of some of her expletives. Those boneheads. What in the blank are those knuckleheads talking about? What kind of a moron would take that advice? What in the blankety blank does he know about haircuts and cream rinse? And then a couple of things in which it means something nasty in Polish. You can see why I'm worried. Teresa's language drops to a sub-intelligible level, but she returns to her old self after a few hours of recovery.
Really?
She loves you both, and God forbid someone should slander you besides herself. Please advise me on what to do. Wow.
Jeez,
Worried husband in Stokesdale.
You have a street address?
Yes, I do. But I'm not going to. You want a phone number?
Well, no, I don't think. I think this
Yeah.
this is a what do they call it? Kind of a catharsis.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure, she needs to do this. It's like having nightmares about your wife pushing you off the cliff in the wheelchair. You have those all the time, don't you? She gives you 4 or 5 dope slaps. Adios, sucker. And you wake up clutching the bed sheets.
Wave the insurance policy at you as you're going over.
Yippee! I think she needs to do this to maintain her
you're right.
sanity.
Because actually, we may be doing her a great service because it may well be that these are thoughts and feelings that she would otherwise vent on her poor husband, Teresa.
That's why we will continue to give incorrect answers and advice
Because it will allow people to
as
vent.
long as we can prevail.
Exactly. We are saving the world.
We are dedicated. Humanitarians that we are. All right.
Wait a minute. It's time to start a church. Then everything could be tax deductible.
All right. It's time for the.
Actually, everything's tax deductible now. You don't pay, do you?
No, not. No.
You don't. Have you filed in the last 5 or 6 years?
What's that?
Filed your nails. Do you file your toenails?
No, I just cut them and throw them away.
Okay, well, that's the end of it. You listened to another hour.
It just seemed like a half hour.
But hey, by the way, do you know what's coming up in the third half of today's show? I can see the excitement on your face. I see it.
It's that obvious, huh?
Coming up in the third half of the show, my brother, my very own brother and co-host, is going to personally kick off the brand new Puzzler season. It's like a football season, except better. Because the only one who gets knocked around is you.
I feel an inauspicious wind blowing. Well, stay tuned for the new Puzzler. And if you have a question about your car, you can call us at 888-CAR-TALK. That's 888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Well, hello.
Oh, geez, what is this? Family Day here?
Well, as the middle child, I thought it might be good to speak up.
Before we let this maniac continue, this is none other than our darling sister.
Yeah, the evil
Adorable.
The evil sister Cruella.
Who was responsible for making our mother so mean to us. But go ahead.
Now wait a minute.
Wait a
minute.
No, you were there the day she threw your clothes in the street, right?
Well, I wasn't there, but when I came home, I noticed that my room was clean. The reason my room
how did that happen?
was that she had what? Thrown my clothes out the window.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, this is nice. My room is clean, so I never even went down to pick them up.
Sure. What do you care? You didn't have to buy the clothes. You didn't have to wash them. You didn't have to iron them and starch them. Sure.
That's right.
You were an ingrate.
I was oblivious, but I have since turned into a wonderful person.
When?
In case you didn't notice.
When did that happen?
In case you didn't notice.
When was your epiphany? I mean, when did you stop being a slob? Was it when she untied you?
No, when I discovered that I had piles. You should excuse the expression. I had piles of this and piles of that and piles of everything.
Yeah.
But this wasn't until just about 4 or 5 years ago.
Really?
But you know what the truth really is? I had more fun when I was a slob.
You were more fun then.
Yeah, I was.
You're kind of a stiff now. Quite honestly, we really don't enjoy having you at family gatherings anymore.
Okay, so I will turn over a new leaflet.
Yeah.
And I will now become what I once was.
Your mother claims now to have a wonderful relationship with you. Would you care to comment on that statement?
Well,
I mean, would you like to verify that statement? Do you believe that it's true?
Only because once she saw me shake out a rug, and my whole life she would say, "Your cousin upstairs, look at her. She's shaking out the rugs.
Oh.
Why don't you shake out
And
the
you
rugs?"
were the loser.
And
all
would
you
like
did
to
was
sing.
go around singing all the time.
That's right. I sang all the time.
Yeah.
But one day she saw me, maybe 15 years ago, shaking out a rug, and everything turned around like magic.
you never can know what is going to make your parent proud of you.
That's true. That's
It's very strange. It's interesting.
But now it's all turned around, and I'm a neat,
boring person.
person.
Yeah,
That's
so we want you
right.
to go back to being a slob. You were a
Okay.
lot more fun then.
I will turn over a new leaflet, and I will just throw all the papers around and all the music around, and
All right, we can't wait.
I'll work on that.
Because you've been, we didn't know
I've
how to
been
tell it
too
to you
neat,
delicately.
You've been a stiff.
And we've chosen this private moment to tell you.
I've been too neat for too long,
Too neat for too long. Yeah.
and that's it. I'm now going to be my real self.
There's a song in there. Start working on it.
I'm sure she's going to.
See you, Luba.
Okay, nice talking to you
Oh, yeah,
guys.
real nice. Yeah, sure.
But-
All right, hang up.
Bye.
So long, Luba.
1-888-CAR-TALK. That's 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Yes, hello. My name is Michael. I'm calling from Bloomington, Indiana.
Yes.
Hi, Michael.
Beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana.
Now I know my brother is going to ask you, but so I'll jump in ahead. Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Germany.
Sure, we knew that. Yeah. Would I ask such a simple question?
Well, he could have been from Austria,
No, he couldn't. Not with that accent.
Brazil.
Brazil, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Michael, what's up?
Well, I have sort of a philosophical question.
Ah, good.
I was wondering whether you can push start a car with an automatic transmission. You know, like you can push start a car with a manual transmission. You know, you put
Well,
ignition on,
Wait a minute.
things like that.
Wait, Michael, we need your help.
Okay.
Have you heard this word before? Maybe you can translate it for us. Witzelsucht.
What?
Witzel.
well, you spell it for him.
I'll spell it. You want the English spelling or the German spelling? Witzelsucht. How is my pronunciation? Witzelsucht.
Beats me.
Beats me.
You, huh? Are you a doctor?
No.
Well, that's why, this is a medical term. A
Well,
mental
but
condition.
all German words are all made up of shorter German words.
Yeah, do these pieces of this word mean anything? What does sucht mean, for example?
Sucht is to search.
To search.
And the first word again?
Witzel.
Like Witzel.
I don't know.
No, huh?
Witzel.
We'll have to go into the etymology of this first chance
yeah.
we get.
First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to study German for 3 years. I'll be back as soon as I've mastered it. All right, you've been no help on that, Michael.
Okay, so this is a philosophical question. Can you push start a car that has an automatic transmission? And the answer is absolutely yes.
Oh, good.
However, you got to have one hell of a bumper in the back.
Well, actually, it happened to me the other day that my starter broke down, and somebody gave me a push with his car.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Well, things happen, but I didn't know whether I was supposed to do that or not.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
I
can
was
do it, but
afraid,
it doesn't
the
work.
transmission is going to explode. or
No,
so.
it's important if you're going to push start. Most automatics cannot be push started.
Uh-huh.
Some can be push started if you get the thing going fast enough. It's most important to get a good running start.
Okay.
The car that's going to do the pushing has to really back up quite a bit.
See, the trouble is when you have a manual transmission, you pop the clutch, right?
Yeah.
Because you put it in gear.
Uh-huh.
And what makes it start is that being in gear, the wheels now turn the engine.
Right.
Instead of the engine turning the wheels.
Right.
But when you have an automatic transmission, that can't happen because the linkage between the engine and the transmission is not a firm, solid piece of stuff, but it's fluid. And so in order for it to work, the car's got to be going really, really fast.
Like how fast?
Like 50 miles an hour.
Oh, that's pretty fast.
Yeah, pretty scary.
So,
Theoretically, it's possible. Let's say we're on an empty, in a deserted country road.
or at the top of Mount Everest, and the car doesn't start, you just throw it in gear.
I couldn't say authoritatively if it's possible with every transmission. There were some transmissions years ago that used to have a rear pump in which it was possible. Okay, very, very easily possible. Most transmissions don't these days, but it's possible to start a lot of them if you get the speed up high enough. But I wouldn't recommend it.
And, which gear should I put it in? Just in drive or in
Reverse.
That's a good one.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It probably doesn't matter.
Probably doesn't matter, but I would go in the lowest gear I had if I had the choice.
Yeah, okay.
That was it?
Yes.
And you don't know what Witzelsucht means, huh?
Oh, now I know. Geez. Witzelsucht is somebody who has to kid all the time.
Who has to what?
to kid somebody else. Kidding, like kidding.
Ah, Joker. A Joker.
Yeah, a joker.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, we have a letter from a doctor who claims that it is a mental condition characteristic of frontal lobe lesions and marked by the making of poor jokes and puns and pointless stories.
Sounds good to me.
Michael, it's a pleasure to talk to you. And don't try to jumpstart the car because
Push start. Don't try to push start.
Jump start is okay, but don't try to push start it.
Okay, I will.
Bye-bye.
No,
Thanks
I
a
won't.
lot.
You're supposed to say I won't.
1-888-CAR Talk or 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
This is Erin, living in the desert, coming all the way from Boston. It's so good to hear your voices.
You're living in the desert.
Which desert do you live in?
I live in the desert of Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, you in the witness protection program or something?
I actually moved out here to be a nanny for my nephews. So it's a temporary fix, and I'll be back in Beantown hopefully shortly.
We hired Tommy to be a ninny for his nephews.
It's working out fine.
Oh, he couldn't be better.
So what's up?
So I have a 2001 Honda Civic. It's a four-door, lovely little car. Driving in the middle of the desert, and I smell something burning. Couldn't figure out what it was until I realized that my rear window wasn't moving.
Wait. Rear windows don't usually move.
Oh, you couldn't raise or lower the window?
It was stuck halfway. I had my windows down. It was a beautiful morning.
Oh, I gotcha.
The electric motor was burning up?
Yeah.
Really?
My problem is now I love my family, but I'm not getting paid very well.
Oh.
I really can't afford to get the motor fixed right now, and I'm looking for a temporary fix just to get the window up.
Which one is it? The one right behind you or the one on the other side?
It's the driver's side passenger.
It's a driver's side rear window.
Yeah. It's perfect. You can't see out of it anyway. You put a piece of cardboard in it.
No.
My 3-year-old nephew will beg to differ with you because that's his master seat.
No, you're going to have... No, the simpler thing is to close the window.
Yeah.
And you can try a couple of different things. You may have blown the fuse, but if you didn't, you can open the door.
Okay.
And if you grasp the window on either side, in other words, you put one palm on one side of the window, the inside, and another palm on the outside, you can sometimes, with the help of the motor, which you maybe didn't burn out yet, you can engage the switch and coax the window all the way up.
All the way up, yeah.
If you do get it all the way up, don't ever touch it again. If you can't do that, then you can have somebody take the door panel off.
Okay.
Okay, and when they do that, they can disconnect the motor from the window.
Okay.
And when they do that, when they disconnect the motor from the window, you can actually raise the window manually, and you can fix it in place with a piece of wood.
Yeah.
Now, I did try option one.
You
I
did?
had someone with some stronger muscles help. He had no luck.
Oh, so he did what I described.
He did,
and I couldn't get it to move, huh?
And the other windows work?
They all work.
They all work. Well,
they all work, no problem.
Was he lifting the car up off the ground when he was doing this? Then I guess you're going to have to take the door apart, but that's relatively cheap.
Well, and how easy is it? Is this something I can do?
You might.
I'm pretty gung-ho. This is the girl who changes her own oil.
You can do this, Erin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's the oldest of your nephews or nieces?
He's 9.
He's the perfect helper.
Lastly, and I won't keep you, is it hard to get the door panel back on?
Well, you can always just leave that by the side of the road. Those door panels.
Throw it in the trunk.
Yeah,
someone else will put it in.
There were a bunch of little clips that hold the inner panel there. To
yeah,
the
but
door.
It's not rocket science.
But you may break some of those. If you do, you go to the Honda dealer, and for a few bucks you buy new ones.
Okay.
You're going to break all that stuff. The goal here is to get the window up. Don't worry about the ancillary stuff.
All right. I'm going to go give it a try today.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we'll be here for a few more hours. Call us.
All right.
See you later, Erin.
Have a great day. Thank you so much.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
She's going to be out there for a month. 8. No, she will.
She'll do it. I can see her doing it.
You know why? Poverty is a great motivator. When you don't have the money to have someone fix something, you
gotta fix it
yourself. You gotta improvise, adapt,
as bad as it's gonna be.
Right,
it'll be better than what it is.
And that trash bag that she puts over the window is going to be just fine. All right, it's time to take a short break, and when we come back, we will have the opening puzzler of the new fall puzzler season.
Wow! Can I throw out the first ball, man?
Yeah, sure. We'll be back in a minute.
It's a pickup truck you never had, a two-door coupe worth looking at. like a backward baseball cap on wheels. It's business all up in the front, a party in that open trunk. Yeah, it's good to know how it feels to be hauling down the road with the load behind, passing on the right, pushing 55, taking out my baby on a Saturday night in my El Camino.
And even though conductors keel over into their orchestra pits whenever they hear us say it, this is NPR.
Hey, I'm Kelly McEvers, and Embedded is back. President Donald Trump has no record of public service, but he does have a record in business and on TV. In our latest round of stories, we introduce you to the people who were there as he built an empire and a name. Listen on the NPR One app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're back.
Don't wake me up like that.
You're listening to Car Talk with us, Click and Clack, the Tappert brothers, and we're here to talk about cars, car repair, and the new puzzler.
Wow, I can hardly wait.
And this was sent. I had to do a little monkeying around with it. It took me all summer, in fact, to do so. This was sent in by a fellow named Chuck Thompson from Austin, Texas. You ready?
Yeah.
Zeke and Zach were two high school buddies who lived close to each other, and they went off together one day in search of after-school employment. Now, neither of them had a particularly reliable car, so they figured if they both got a job at the same place, they could, help each other get to work. Right?
Yeah, I got
Well,
it.
finding employment together proved harder than they had thought until they happened upon a pig farmer who was impressed with their manure shoveling prowess. Can you start tomorrow, he asked. Yes, sir, they said. Do you have a car? Yes, in fact, each of us has a car, said Zeke. But mine has a kind of a touchy fuel pump and has a probability of starting of 80%. And Zach's starter's been acting up, and the probability of his car starting is only 70%. The farmer thought for a minute, and he says, sorry, boys, but my pigs and I need both of you here at least 90% of the time. Things pile up, I'm afraid I can't hire you. Well, with long faces, they walked away, bemoaning their bad luck. I mean, who wouldn't want to spend his free time shoveling pig manure, right? But in an instant, they figured something out. They would have those dream jobs after all. What did they say to the farmer that got them hired?
We're going to move in. We'll live with the pigs.
Well, that would do
Can
it.
you drive us to school every day?
Well, those are three answers, I guess, that I hadn't thought of. And all good ones, too.
I like it.
But if you think you know the answer, write it on the back.
Wait, what's the question exactly?
What did they say to the farmer that got them their jobs?
Jobs.
And it wasn't, we're going to move in with the pigs. But I like it. Now, if you think you know the answer, write it on the back of a Grizzly G0489 standalone belt sander with 4 horsepower, 220-volt, 3-phase motor, 8-inch rubber contact wheel, 79-inch heat-resistant sanding belts, along with a foolish young apprentice willing to risk his hands near this thing, and send it to Puzzler Tower, Car Talk Plaza, Box 3500, Harvard Square, Cambridge,
Our Fair City,
Matt 02238.
Or you can email us your answer from cartalk.com.
But right now, if you have a car question for us, we're at 888-CAR-TALK. That's 888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hey, my name is Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
How you guys doing?
Is that with a J?
Actually, it's with a G.
It is. It's Joff.
Yeah, G-E-O-F-F.
Yeah, excellent.
Where you from, Joff?
I am from Moton, Pennsylvania.
Where?
Moton.
Like Motown?
Close. It's M-O-H-N-T-O-N.
Huh?
Moton.
There's a silent N in there.
Wow.
Moton.
Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania. It's near Reading.
Ah.
Okay.
I think I've been through Moton.
Real quick.
Yeah, it was real quick.
So what's up, Jeff?
So here's my problem.
Yeah.
I have a 97 Lumina, which I bought used from a family, from a relative.
A relative.
Yes. Here's my question. The brakes appear to be functioning fine. However, they make a kind of an alarming noise when you apply them.
Uh-huh.
It sounds a little like this. You ready?
Yeah. I love it.
I've been working on that all week.
I bet you have.
Yeah.
And it does. Now, you're driving along. And you see a red light up ahead, and you put your foot on the brake. And at what point in the travel of the brake pedal does this noise occur?
Well, it appears as soon as I step on the brake.
I
should say,
Yeah.
I have noticed when I start the car,
Yeah.
the initial time I press the brake after I'm driving along for a little bit, it's not as bad.
And it gets worse
Yes.
as you continue to use the brakes.
Well, I don't know if it gets worse, but it continues constantly.
It's constant. Okay.
And obviously the noise speeds up as if you were going faster.
Yeah, the harder I press on the brake,
Yeah.
the more rapid the noise becomes.
Well, I have a theory.
You do.
He's got
Theory
many
about
theories.
everything.
I got a feeling.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know what my brother's going to tell you.
Oh, okay.
But
great.
I have a feeling that it's going to be complete horse feathers.
What, my theory?
I'm not going to agree with it. Knowing brakes as intimately as I do.
Well, I think Jeff has either accidentally or purposely misrepresented the situation.
Okay.
But he sounds like a nice guy, and we're going to let it slide.
We're gonna,
Oh, my goodness.
all right. Yeah.
But I think that what you have is a slightly warped disc. And I don't know where the thing is warped. It's as likely to be front as it is rear.
It sounds like it's coming from the front.
Okay, and
I
what's
would say.
happening is as the warped part of the disc is coming around, it is slapping at the brake pad and moving it in the caliper bracket and giving you the buck, 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 buck noise. You can find this out by, if it is the front,
Okay.
you can take it to your repair shop and have them put it up on the lift, and you can run the car in gear, and you can step on the brake, and you'll be able to hear and see this.
Ooh.
If you look from underneath while the wheel is turning, okay, you'll be able to see the pads moving left to right, which they shouldn't be doing.
Okay, I take it back. I like it.
I like it too.
Well,
That's
I mean,
good.
it's definitely the sound of pads.
Yeah.
Because
It's the sound of one pad slapping.
Yes, it is exactly that.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And the remedy is to either machine the discs on the car
Okay.
or to replace the discs. And we have a machine which does a superb job, this thing called Pro Cut, which is magnificent. You bolt it on, and you flip a switch, and you go and you make yourself a salami sandwich.
And what it does is it turns the rotor, prints out the bill, and mails it. Wow.
And what it does is it takes any run out that's in the bearing on the hub into consideration, and it machines it out of the whole dynamic of the thing so that you have a perfectly true running disc rotor.
Okay.
So if you can find someone that has an on-the-car lathe, that's what you want.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How much do you think this should run for a...
$400.
Well, if it's just a matter of returning them, it's probably $100 or less.
No, but
Okay.
he's not gonna do it until he needs everything.
Oh yeah,
$400.
$900.
No. That includes a catalytic converter, which you'll do what the heck as long as you're there.
Right. See you, Jeff.
Okay.
1-888-CAR-TALK or 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, my
Hi.
name's Ronnie Sue.
Ronnie Sue.
Ronnie Sue, yeah.
All right, that's an interesting one. You tell us where you're from, and I'll tell you how to spell Ronnie.
No, we don't. We want to guess where she's from.
Just because, don't tell us.
I'm going to guess you're from Tennessee.
No.
Wait, don't tell us. Ronnie Sue is from Georgia.
No, you-
No, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, New
from
York City, huh?
Brooklyn, right? Where?
Oregon.
Oregon. I thought you couldn't have two names in Oregon. I thought you had to be from below the Mason-Dixon line to have two names.
I'm in hiding. No.
Do you have parents that were from below the Mason-Dixon line?
No, my parents...
Oh, you have to explain your
This is
name.
embarrassing. My mom's name is Sue, and my dad's name is Ron. And I don't know, they got desperate at the last minute.
So it isn't
I'm supposed to be
Veronica
boy.
Sue?
No,
it's Ronnie Sue. It's all one word.
That's an interesting name.
So what's up?
Okay, well, I drive this 79 Datsun 510.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I love it. I'm in love with it. I bought it for $200. It's my first car. And but I've never paid much attention to, how it runs or
You
making
shouldn't.
sure that it does keep running.
Uh-huh.
But I have this little MacGyver story that I'd like to share with you.
Yeah.
By all means.
Yeah.
Well, I was on my way up to my folks' house in Portland. It's a couple hours north, and every time I take my car up there, I have something strange happen. And this last time, I had to. Well, my car was cutting out on me.
Uh-huh.
And it was, I don't know, it was just slowing down quite a bit and stuff. And eventually, I couldn't even go past like 50 miles per hour without it really cutting out on me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got there, my dad said I needed a new fuel filter.
Good.
Yeah, good. So I took
Evidently
it in,
not.
and they wanted to charge me a whole bunch of money to put this fuel filter in.
And your father
and
said
I'd never
no.
even like lifted the hood of my car before.
Uh-huh.
So I was kind of mad at how much they wanted to charge.
How much could they have charged you? I mean, the filter costs like $4.
Yeah, something like 30 to put it in.
Well, we charge 50.
Well,
yeah, no, it takes like 5 minutes to put in.
yeah, that's what they said. They said, "Oh, we can have this done for you in 5 minutes."
Right.
Just as they're telling me the price.
Well,
so,
I guess they charge $60 an hour then. That tells
right,
us that.
something like that.
Yeah, okay.
So I went down to the parts store and asked the guy there, and he said I could put it in myself. And,
Yeah.
So I did.
Good.
And it was the first time I'd ever even touched my engine.
Yeah. Isn't
And I
that
was
Didn't you
so
feel a
excited.
certain kind of communion?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a real bonding moment.
Yes, an experience.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
a Bondo moment?
It's the way my brother feels every time he opens the hood on his dart.
Yeah, so then, I've got this new fuel filter in, and I think my imagination was working overtime, because on the way home, I was feeling like my car has run better than it's ever run in my whole life.
Yes,
right?
it was like floating, right?
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Flying away, just going so fast you couldn't believe it, right?
Right.
Excellent.
So then, all of a sudden, it's like steam's pouring out of the hood and stuff.
Uh-oh.
And I just happened to have had another problem, which is that what I thought was the radiator hose, because I really didn't know anything about my engine except for where the fuel filter was.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was the radiator hose, but it turned out to be the heater hose, as I found out later.
Yes.
Had a hole in it, and it
Uh-huh.
was letting all my steam out.
Yeah.
So, I'm checking for leaks and stuff to see if there's anything draining out of my radiator, and the radiator seemed fine. But I couldn't get home. I had an hour's left of driving. It was the middle of the night. I'm off to the side of the freeway.
Oh.
Big trucks are blowing me over and stuff. And so I thought, what am I going to do? And I couldn't even get to a phone to call AAA. So I had a bunch of, is it okay to say underwear on the radio?
Underwear?
No, not really.
No, jockey shorts is okay. Bloomers is all right.
A bunch of feminine shorts in my laundry basket because I'd taken my laundry to my folks' house.
Of course.
I tore a pair of one of those up, and they had I had a pair of wideband elastic ones with me, and I just took the elastic off of those and wrapped it around that hose. And
Yeah.
It worked perfect. It was great. And I was so excited. I just...
Not only did you do routine maintenance, but you did trauma.
Right.
Oh, you triage.
It was great.
Well, Ronnie, I can tell. I don't know what your profession is,
No,
or even if you have one, but whatever
yes, I
it
do,
is,
but it's nothing like this.
You're
you
not
have
a-
to
you're not a
give it up.
nurse.
You have to give it up. You are destined to be an auto mechanic. You are. It's now in your blood. You have an intuitive feel. You do.
You do. You have it. You have whatever you do now. My brother is absolutely correct. Quit your job. Don't go in tomorrow. Go immediately to ITT Technical Institute.
You guys are making me feel great.
No, I mean the fact that you were able to diagnose the problem and so cleverly and creatively use whatever small resources at your disposal, your jockey shorts. I mean,
What jockeys?
they were.
Oh my
See,
God,
I know.
you're amazing.
Exactly. That's great.
Thank you.
Well, no.
So did you just call to get praise, or did you have a problem?
No. But, that does feel good.
Well,
What
this
I
was the
called
MacGyver
for-
story.
Yeah.
What I called for is that this thing has got to be replaced.
Yeah, you have to go to the dealer.
Yeah.
These are special hoses.
Well, I took it into this gas station,
Yeah.
and they said, no, you can't do this yourself. But I've got this feeling like
Oh.
I can do anything. So I want to do this really bad, but
Yeah.
I'm afraid of ruining my car.
Here's what you do.
You can do it.
Go to the Datsun dealer. I don't think they call them Datsuns anymore, but
Yeah. Look around for the small print might say Datsun. The big print will say Nissan.
and actually, a car this age, you should probably replace all the hoses, there are like
Yeah.
5 hoses. Ask them to sell you every cooling system hose that they have in the chart.
Okay.
And then you'll figure out immediately where they go, and you'll have to buy a bunch of new clamps. And you can spend a Saturday afternoon at your leisure doing this. And then you'll have to fill up the cooling system with, fresh antifreeze. And you have to run it until it circulates and all that. But you don't even need the explanation. We know you're going to figure out how to do it.
Of course you'll do it. I mean, how long have you been...
I have to go into the dash of my car for the heater hose, and that scares me.
I don't believe so. I think the heater hoses are accessible
from under the hood
on this car.
Yeah.
But it looks like it goes right up into the...
It goes right to the firewall and stops right there.
Right.
And if it does go into the dash, you're going to crawl under there. It's easy. It's easy. And then, seriously, once you've put all these hoses on, you will have drained almost the entire cooling system.
Okay.
You then have to fill up the radiator, and you're going to run the engine with the radiator cap off, and you're going to continue running it and adding coolant to it.
As the level goes down, you'll see the level go down, and you add more, and the level goes down some more, you add a little more.
And you're going to continue to do that until you see steam coming out of the radiator, and the coolant is filled to the tippity top.
Uh-huh.
At that point, you put the radiator cap on, and
run like hell.
No, and you are done.
No kidding.
No, you're done.
Okay, good.
Hey, the best of luck to you.
We're very proud of you.
We
You guys
are.
great. You're my heroes.
Keep up the good work.
You're my hero, Ronnie Sue. Good God.
See you later.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well,
man.
It happened again. You have squandered another perfectly good hour listening to Car Talk. Our esteemed producer is Doug, the subway fugitive, not a slave to fashion, bongo boy, Pumpkin Lips, Frogman, soon-to-be Surfer Boy Berman. Our associate producers are David, the Calves of Belleville Green, and Catherine Frau Blucher Fenolosa. Our web lackey is Doug, the Old Gray Mare, assisted by Connie Bridgeford. Our theme music is by David Dog Grisman, and our technical, spiritual, and menu advisor, just back from his crowd-pleasing cakewalk at the Côte d'Azur, Coco Van, and Cocoa Puffs Cotillion, John Ponce Lawler. Our public opinion pollster is Paul Murky of Murky Research, assisted by statistician Margin Overa. Our customer care representative is Haywood Jabuzoff. Our director of roadway resurfacing is Sylvia Potholy. Our staff errand boy is Hugo Fermi. And our solicitor of new ideas is Obi Quiet. Our sexual harassment investigator is Hank Pankey. Our meteorologist from the New Delhi office is Luke Autovindo. Our eBay specialist is Selma Junkoff. Our head of covert operations is Dinah Tell. And our Russian chauffeur is Peekoff and Dropoff. Our curator of Dionne Warwick studies is Isaiah Lilprayer. And our seat cushion tester is Mike Easter. Our chief counsel from the law firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe is Hugh Lewis Dewey, known to the not-yet-discovered percussion prodigies banging pots and pans in Harvard Square as Huey Louie Dewey. Thanks so much for listening. We're Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers, and don't drive like my brother.
Don't drive like my brother either.
We'll be back next week. We hope. Bye-bye. You can get a podcast of this show, which is number 1740, subscribe to our weekly podcast, and check out our very poorly curated clothing and best of collections all over at cartalk.com. Also this week at cartalk.com, are you looking for a good mechanic? Well, you could go down to the marina and see who has the biggest boat, or you can check out reviews of mechanics that other Car Talk listeners use and like at our mechanics files. You can search by zip code, specialty, or number of bunks in the guy's cabin cruiser. Check out the mechanics files anytime over at cartalk.com.
Car Talk is a production of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe and WBUR in Boston.
And even though the little toe argues that the ear is actually the least useful human appendage whenever we say it, this is NPR.